Before beginning an exercise or diet program, why is motivation so high? But once the day comes where it's time to actually follow through with the workout or eating plan, motivation begins to decline and eventually disappears. Is it possible to achieve results while feeling like you'd rather not work out or eat right today, tomorrow, or ever? When an exercise program is scheduled to begin sometime in the future, it is very easy to become very excited because we focus on the results we are going to achieve, and that makes us experience a feeling of exhilaration. That feeling is not because we are excited about actually working out, but in spite of it, as we are focused on what that workout will do for us, and it's easy to keep that focus because we aren't working out yet. It feels motivating and inspiring to ponder this future achievement because it's a fantasy where we think but have yet to do, and the doing part is what requires effort. This is why so many people don't get past the first workout, and some never even make it that far, because when fantasy turns into reality, suddenly those positive feelings spurred on by the visualization of future results turn sour when the reality of having to challenge your body with exercise takes over. So what can be done to thwart this? How can you make that happy fantasy fuel each workout so that you actually want to step foot into the gym and do what's necessary to lose weight or build muscle? The most important first step you can take is to admit that feelings lie. And I don't mean that they always lie, but they often do. So if you decide that how you will feel will always dictate what you do, then it will cause you to blow like the wind from one direction to another, never knowing what you will do or say next, because ever-changing feelings are fueling your every move. This is how children behave, where they act out their feelings in seemingly uncontrollable ways. But at least kids have a valid excuse, which is that their brain does not yet have the capacity to understand that their feelings are not foolproof, and they don't yet comprehend that they can choose to act in a way that is contrary to how they feel in the given moment. But you and I aren't children, and we can make a choice to do what we don't feel like doing, or not to do what we feel like doing, based on whether it is the right or wrong decision for us. If you know it's time to work out, and you don't feel like going to the gym, what is the next right move? To not go because you don't feel like it, which is what a child would do? Or should you go because you know it will lead you closer to what you want to achieve, even if in the moment it feels difficult, boring, or uninspiring? The reality is, for me and so many others who encounter resistance when it's time to work out, or pay bills, or clean the house, or do anything that isn't fun, the key to winning that battle is not giving in to the feeling, but rather doing what we know is best for us. And the amazing part of doing so is that once you actually begin that workout, or paying those bills, or doing your taxes, or anything else that feels insurmountable, it becomes so much easier once you start, meaning that the resistance you felt going into the activity disappears when you actually begin that activity. They say an object that's in motion stays in motion, and an object that's at rest stays at rest, and this applies to everything you do. I have countless times been on the couch before a workout where my body felt like cement, and I didn't want to move an inch. I knew that if I kept sitting there, I would continue to feel immobile, but if I just forced my butt up off the couch and walked into the gym, the object that was at rest is no longer at rest, and an internal switch is flipped from rest to movement, where the workout that felt impossible when I was on the couch now feels like something I want to finish. Your mood will actually flip by making a choice to do something different, and that something should never be based on how you feel, but rather on what you know is right. Many times I have felt resistance before a workout, before beginning to write my Muscle Now or Fat Vanish fitness programs, or before making one of these videos, among countless other examples. And every time I felt that resistance, I'm left with two choices: give in to my feelings, which means I don't work out, I don't write my fitness programs, and I don't make any videos, or push past that resistance. And each time I did just that, I felt so good about my decision. But more importantly, once I started to work out, write, or create one of these videos, I wanted to do more of it, because an object in motion stays in motion, and all you need to do is force that object to move, because once you do, momentum will propel you towards achieving more than you ever imagined possible. In my dealings with various people throughout my life, I've met groups who are on opposite ends of the spectrum, such as those who act on feelings alone, often called free spirits, and those who only act on thoughts divorced from emotion. Neither option is ideal, as feelings provide us with feedback, sometimes good and sometimes bad, but it is up to us to determine whether or not those feelings are leading us astray, and act accordingly. The free spirit often just acts on the feeling with zero thought, and the thinker may ignore feelings entirely, which sometimes pushes away emotions that are protecting us from danger or fueling us for a better path in life. So the wise balance is to acknowledge your feelings, think about what they are trying to tell you, and then determine whether they are leading you down the right path, and if they aren't, do the opposite. If you feel like avoiding the gym, making a video, starting a new job, or beginning a relationship, even though you know that these goals are worthwhile, ask yourself what that feeling of fear is trying to tell you, because the brain's primary objective is not to make you happy, but to protect you from danger, and sometimes the danger it thinks it's protecting you from is not danger at all. For example, if when you were a kid, a parent always told you that you'd never succeed in anything you did, your brain can try to prevent you from going to the gym or starting a new job to protect you from failure, because the pain of a parent's harsh words coming true can be extremely hurtful, and the brain is trying to shield you from that. But even though your mind is trying to protect you from failure, it is maladaptive, meaning that as an adult, it is preventing you from making the right decision, because you are actually failing every time you don't go to the gym, refuse to start a good job, or shy away from making that video, as this fear which keeps you from pursuing these activities is lying to you and holding you hostage from achieving the incredible success that awaits. Every time I wake up, I'm forced with an example of this very concept, as the initial feeling I experience when I hear my alarm is to hit the snooze button so I can go back to sleep. And if I gave into that feeling, I would continue hitting the snooze button over and over again, because that feeling stays with me. However, when I stand up and walk away from my bed, I gradually begin to feel energized and ready to tackle the day. But had I snoozed my way into more sleep, I simply would have repeatedly given in to a feeling that was not in my best interest, because that snooze button keeps me away from what I should be doing, and every day I have to make that choice to do the opposite. The reason that walking right past counterproductive feelings has become easier for me is because I know that every time I do what I should be doing, instead of giving in to the feeling that I know is working against me, that feeling of hesitation disappears and is actually replaced by a feeling of accomplishment. So by keeping this in mind, I'm able to more easily make the right choice when I'm forced with getting out of bed, walking into my gym, or doing anything that I know is right. So please remember, feelings should never be the final decision maker, as they often give you the wrong information due to poor past experiences. And that bad data can ruin your ability to transform your life in a positive way. Although in the beginning, doing something that you don't feel like doing, or not doing something that you feel like doing will seem difficult, getting past the initial resistance is the only challenge. And as you begin to do so over and over again, you train your brain to see that saying yes when you should say yes, and no when you should say no, is the best way to go. And that's when everything becomes easier. Always take the path that you know is right, not the path that you feel is most comfortable. And by doing so, you will push that object in motion, and that motion will lead to more success than you ever thought possible. Please subscribe to the IncrediBody YouTube channel, as I will be releasing weekly videos that will help you transform your body and life.